Hello everybody, this is TorridTheorizes, your online hotspot where you find out what's hot and what's not, and welcome to the third official episode of TorridTheorizes, the show where the ideas are hot, whether you believe them or not. Okay, this is in relation to the recent posting of an Equestria Daily article, namely revealing a new voice actress and a new character apparently called Rainbow Ruby. This episode will basically be another podcast, sort of like my Equilibrium video. Is this going to be a running theme? I don't know. But unlike with my equilibrium theory, I've actually written a script of sorts down. The only reason that the image before you will remain the same throughout the video is that what you see before you is all the information I have, and actually, in retrospect, that's all the information we'll need. So I don't need any other images to help illustrate the story. Okay, so, beginning. The first thing I note is that the young voice actress, apparently her name is Alicia Wales, I think. I don't know, I don't speak Twitter names. Looks no older than Sweetie Belle's voice actress, Claire Corlett. This automatically makes me assume that her respective character is a filly. Probably going to be relating to the CMC in some way. Mostly on a friend basis, I guess. It's interesting that this apparent new character has the word rainbow in her name. First off, it suggests that her color scheme will likely be some kind of rainbow pattern, meaning that we'll be getting a third canonical rainbow pony on the show, apart from Dash, herself, and her father. And second, given that the only other pony to have the name Rainbow is Rainbow Dash, this leads me to believe that both Ruby and Dash are related, and that Rainbow is sort of like a family surname. In fact, I'd even say that Rainbow Dash and Rainbow Ruby are sisters. Going further, since we've never seen Rainbow Dash's mother in the show, that means that either her mother is dead or Dash's parents are divorced. And if Ruby is in fact Dash's little sister, but has never before been seen, then it's only logical to assume that her parents simply got divorced and custody for children was split, which I've heard does happen. And if this is the case, then we might be treated to an offhand mention of some lesser-mentioned city in Equestria, like Talltale, as Ruby or Rainbow says that that's where she and her mother had moved to after the divorce. Not to mention that such a concept as divorces in My Little Pony would establish a very mature atmosphere for the show. Although it's also possible that Dash's mother is in fact dead, and while Dash is a capable adult living on her own, her little sister has been living with her father, likely attending some sort of Cloudsdale school, and that's why we've never seen her in Ponyville. Okay. So obviously, if it's important enough that she's going to be, if it's important enough to be posted on Twitter and then on Equestria Daily, it's likely that Rainbow Ruby is going to be getting a full episode. But what is this episode about? Well, I have an idea, and I think the episode will play out something like this. Scootaloo is looking forward to a day with her surrogate big sister and maybe some flying practice, when Dash shows up with her biological little sister, Ruby. At first, it goes along pretty well. Ruby gets along great with every pony in the episode, young and adult pony alike, and it looks like Ruby may even become an honorary member of the Cutie Mark Crusaders, sort of like Babs Seed. However, Dash is now spending more time with Ruby, and Scoots begins to get a little jealous, feeling discouraged that Dash is spending more time with her little sister than with Scoots herself. It comes to the point where Scoots believes that Rainbow likes Ruby more than her, and how can she not think of that, really? Ruby and Dash are biological sisters. They've known each other a lot longer, and Ruby can even fly, whereas Scoots can't even fly herself. It becomes sort of a back-and-forth conflict with Scooty as she first feels neglected by Rainbow, then bitter towards Ruby for stealing her. Beyond that point, it could go one of two ways. Scoots could either feel bad for thinking bad for Ruby, or she could let her bitterness stick and plot against her. Either one is possible. And in either case, Rainbow Dash finds out about either conflict, or Scoots comes straight out and tells this to Ruby. I don't know. Go either way. Maybe at some point it's revealed, if any of this be the case, that Rainbow Dash isn't as fond of her sister as she may imply. It could be that Ruby is either incredibly arrogant even when compared to Dash. Or, who knows, she may be a bit of a fashionista like Rarity, much to Dash's annoyance. Okay, so through all my stuttering, that's a story, at least as near as I can figure. And that's Rainbow Ruby's episode, as near as I can tell. Okay, well, not near as I can tell, near as I can figure. Given how characters are used in the show, she'll likely never appear again on the show with any kind of significance except a minor cameo. And if she appears in the next Equestria Girls movie, her presence will likely serve ultimately no purpose except for fan service in the form of a humanized fan favorite cameo. That might work for some of you, but for me, I'm really finding it very annoying. But I digress. There is, however, one more theory to entertain that I just thought of, and it's far less slice of life than the other idea. Since it's obvious Season 5 will start exploring how the new Rainbow Castle of Friendship works, what its mysteries are, how its magical functions work, and all that, it's possible that this Rainbow Ruby character is... this is gonna sound crazy, but is actually somehow inexplicably created by the castle itself. I know, this is a totally freaky idea, but it could be that the castle somehow, inexplicably, brings Ruby into existence after the Rainbow of Friendship thingamadoodad is used. And because it's the Rainbow of Friendship, that explains away the color scheme implied by Ruby's name. All this means that Ruby could very well be a key character throughout Season 5. Huh. Actually, the more I think about it, yeah. Rubies are red. Holy crack, and so is the crystal element of loyalty, and that's Rainbow Dash's element! Okay, this got a little deeper, this got a little freakier. If this is going where I think it's going, and I have no idea, then perhaps something interfered with the castle's rainbow functions, causing the loyalty part specifically to go wacky and somehow result in the creation of Ruby. This may essentially mean that Rainbow Ruby is a living manifestation of the element of loyalty. That's kind of freaky stuff. Oh man. But wait a minute. I think it must have to be connected to Rainbow in order to come out looking vaguely like Rainbow. Oh, snap. Oh man, it's just really weird right now. I'm now thinking that I'm now getting this. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. If you haven't figured out what I'm thinking by now, I'll just come out and tell you because somebody's going to point it out eventually. This would mean that Rainbow Dash and her element of harmony had a baby. Oh, I will try to refrain from laughing any further with this disturbed embarrassment. Okay. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, I'll never be able to get that out of my head. Well, actually, when I think about it, despite how weird this all is, and believe me, I know it's weird, this could still lead to the same slice of life story and conflict in my first idea. Okay, so for whatever logical reason, the main six resolved to keep Ruby's true origins a secret, and at first it's set that Ruby will live in the Rainbow Castle, but then something could force her not to live there, maybe because she makes the castle act weird and stuff whenever she's in it or something. And because of her color scheme and possible origins of conception. You know what, forget that. Rainbow Dash volunteers to let Ruby live with her. In this case, Ruby could still come between Rainbow Dash and Scootaloo, resulting in the conflicts I had already discussed. This could also result in some character development for Dash, as while her big sister stuff with Scootaloo is great and all, I can't help but notice Rainbow herself is really isn't the one struggling in this dynamic. Rather, she just seems to be that all-knowing, awesome pony that Scootaloo sees her as. But with Ruby living under her cloud roof, we could see Rainbow learning what it's like to be both a big sister at home and even a mother, which she might very well be. You know what, forget it. Meaning that for Season 5, we will get some very good focus on Rainbow Dash, as opposed to how her counterpart was portrayed in Rainbow Rocks. Seriously, Rainbow Dash in that movie was nothing more than an egotistical douchebag. Stuff like that drives me crazy. I don't know what they were thinking. That's a lot to juggle. Okay, so now we have another piece of the puzzle that is Season 5 of MLP, which probably will start in March. If they keep pushing the date back, I'm going to kill somebody. I digress. Not only do we have my incredibly up-to-the-sky elaborate equilibrium villain theory, but it's also been stated that the background ponies will take center stage for the 100th episode. Just because background ponies. I don't know. Derpy gets center stage! Woohoo! And Pinkie Pie's family will be more explored in one episode, which means Maud Pie is returning. Maud fans rejoice. And Coco Pommel fans also rejoice because she's also returning for an episode. I don't know what her role will be. Yeah, that's it. She's just coming back because apparently she's a fan favorite, I guess. I don't know. More places outside Ponyville will be explored, meaning much needed universe expansion for the show. And now we have, by all evidence, a rainbow-colored filly added to the character list, guaranteed for at least one episode. And my new incredibly elaborate theory that inadvertently ships Rainbow Dash with her element. Oh, sweet Celestia. What drove me to think such things? Oh, dear mercy. Well, that's all I got. I really can't say anymore, partially because that's really all the information we have to go on, and partially because I want to stop talking accidentally about shipping. You know, I really don't like a lot of shipping in the pony fandom. It's very weird for me. Oh boy. Well, that's it. So, what do you think of my new theory? Do you like the first story or the second one? Is the second theory actually possible? Am I a sick, twisted freak for shipping Rainbow Dash? Probably I am. And if anything I said is actually true, could any of it be connected with my equilibrium theory? Like the video and subscribe to my channel. Or dislike the video and unsubscribe from my channel because I've put images in your head that you will never be able to get rid of. Oh gosh, I am so sorry for that one. Okay. This is Sword Prime 217 signing out, reminding you to please brownie responsibly. Oh, one last thing. Fun fact. Just food for thought, but apparently Equilibrium is the name of a movie starring Christian Bale. It's a movie about a future in which shows of emotion are punishable by death. And in my theory basically states that that the villain I proposed basically represses any personal freedom, and emotion punishable by death does sound like oppression of personal freedom and stuff like that. Okay? Whether or not this movie that I've never seen but only heard of before has influenced my villain theory, I can't tell you because I honestly do not know. Also, I don't know if you can see on the image on the screen clearly enough, but do you think it's significant that Alicia Wales has some kind of drawing in front of her in the recording room rather than a script? I don't know. Well, that's it. So long. See you next time for my next crazy theory, and hopefully by then we can get that ugly shipping image out of our heads. Once again, I'm really sorry for that.